By forced circumstances, to be honest. At 19, I had to start supporting myself, and I was a young girl majoring in philosophy, and that doesn't get you great jobs in Romania. So I used the only other thing I studied, which was foreign languages, and got a good job at a call center for a US calling card company. I was scared to death. I did not even know how to turn on a computer, so imagine my horror landing in the middle of a pretty large call center. After the first 3 months, I got moved to outbound sales as I was efficiently selling new products. And after the next 3 months, I started as a voice trader. In 1 year after my first day, I was traveling to my first ITW in Washington, which back then was called GTM, and met hundreds of industry peers. I was actually my first flight ever, so I was quite a rush for me. And the entire first year of my career, I was constantly surprised by what was happening. And I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I was grateful for what was happening to me. But at the same time, I think I made the right choices when certain opportunities presented themselves. And I never allowed my lack of experience to cloud my desire to learn something new or doubt that I should even give it a go. My immense curiosity drove me all the way to where I am today. Not fitting in a box, a role, or a certain segment of the industry allowed me to be bold and leap into decisions that for many did not make sense or look crazy. After a few years of doing voice, I noticed that the industry was shifting towards the data part, and I figured I should follow this trend. I started working for a large global ISP and sold internet. The next position I had in Romania was a mix of voice and data sales. And then in 2011, I actually moved to Budapest to join the TER Telecom International data sales team. I ended up running the team as a sales director, and during this time, I discovered my passion for working with people, for having a team, and focusing not only on the corporate target, but also on the development of my employees. I've spent 6 years there, and then I had another curiosity. How are these big customers and big OTTs building their network? How are they piecing it all together? I decided that I wanted to move towards procurement and design of the network. So after 1 year in Telia Carrier, managing the backbone network, I got hired at AWS, and for the next 4 years, I managed the European backbone network team. It was an immense rush, so much information and incredible exposure to a scale of things that are rarely matched in our industry. It definitely satisfied my curiosity, as I also had to work with all the suppliers in Europe and understand their network and unique abilities. It was an absolute privilege in a period that offered me so much knowledge and unique traits that will serve me for the rest of my career. And now I'm back to my first love, sales, as I believe that this year's in procurement will serve me well. Almost every time I made a change, I was told I'm crazy, and people judged my moves as somewhat quite unusual. And many times along the way, I was told that I should give up and just stick to what I know better. But what drove me was that I always wanted to learn new things. And I didn't just sat in the comfortable place I created for myself in a certain organization. Looking back, each change brought a wealth of knowledge and also allowed me to meet people that profoundly influenced and supported me in my journey. I think it is important to understand that we all have our own path and our way of achieving things that are important to us. It's fine to get super specialized, and it's also okay to try different things and get perspective. I think it's important to stay curious, and this is the only path to grow. Being exposed to more information is the way to become more relevant in a constantly changing environment. Keep your dreams big, but your goals achievable in short term, so you can be able to celebrate success and gather more strengths from it. I have always focused on the next immediate target rather than making 10 years plans, as that allowed me to get specific about what I need to do to get to that moment. Defining your success and how it should look like, feel like, it will help you appreciate it more and live it fully. And last but not least, put together a support system around yourself. Mentors, coaches, people who will support you in your career, in your ambitions, who will take part in writing your own story. There'll be plenty of people who will not do that, and you need to make sure that you keep looking ahead. And then be kind, and remember that you also need to support other people going up the ladder, as knowledge and experience gets lost if it's not shared. And I think it also loses its value if it's used only for your gain.